Hi, everybody. How's it going? It's Lynn from Feathers on Crochet. Welcome to Wednesday Whip Knockout. It is casual Wednesday here, so come join us. Oh, even the dog is going to come in, maybe. No, you're just going to stand there and whine as usual. Okay. All right. You go on now. So, welcome to Wednesday. I hope you brought some whips to work on and a drink. I have my Diet Mountain Dew, which is my usual. And we'll wait for some people to join us, and then I will set the timer for 20 minutes because we have our 5-minute beginning to gather everybody. We have 3 20-minute segments. We've got, oh, hi, whoever joined, hello. Our first 20-minute segment, we just chat and crochet, of course. And then we have a 5-minute break, and then a second 20-minute segment. And then on our second break, 5-minute break, we do some stretches and exercises with our upper body. And then our last 20-minute segment is reading from I call it an audiobook because I read it to you guys, Sense and Sensibility. And so we are on chapter 13. We're going to read 13 and 14 today. So I'm glad you guys are here. If you're joining later in the day, that's fine too. We've got people from all over the country and a couple people from around the world join us sometimes. And so, hello, everyone. Please say hi. If you're there, we got a couple people now. Appreciate you guys being here. We will set the timer now in about 4 minutes, but just wondering how it's going with you guys. It is beautiful here today. It's very windy in central Illinois. But it's about 58 degrees and sunny, very, very nice out. So I'm sorry, you might have to put up with my dog whining in the doorway per usual. But I want to make sure I always got to check everything, make sure the chat is working. Okay. And the mic looks like it's working. Okay, good. But yeah, this is all natural here today, kind of a low-key kind of Wednesday for us. So I'm hoping everybody's doing well. Let me know what you're working on, what kind of things you are doing, what's going on in your life, and we'll just chat. We'll have a good time and chat. Hi, Fran. Am I spelling? Yes, it's Lynne. Yes, that is how you spell my name. Thank you. How are you? I was just talking about just my natural hair. So, yeah. Who else we got? There's somebody else on. That's okay if you don't want to say hi. That's perfectly fine. I don't want to pressure you. I'm sorry. So you can just watch and chat if you want to. If not, just go start out on our projects. And Fran, what's going on with you this week or today? How's the weather there? I was just saying how windy it's been here. Last 2 or 3 days, it's been so windy, but cool, just like fall is supposed to be. It's funny. We have one big maple tree outside in our front yard that I'm looking at now, and it's starting to turn color. It always starts at the top. I don't know if all trees do this, but the red and orange start at the top and kind of work their way down, and it's starting to look really pretty. But I love the fall. It's my favorite time of year. I had a birthday last week, so well, let's see. It was the 13th. This is the 22nd, so about a week and a half ago, and it was so warm. It was so warm on my birthday. Didn't seem like a birthday because I'm used to those cool temps on my birthday usually. So I can't remember, Fran, what you were working on last time. Were you working on a blanket? And oh yeah, anniversary crochet along, joining the 54 squares together. It's very cool there and windy too. Okay, we got the same weather. It seems like, I know you're in Ohio, right? I don't know why I always forget that. Yes, you're in Ohio. It seems like my family's near Cincinnati, and it seems like whatever weather we have one day, they get it the next. I mean, pretty consistently. So that's kind of funny. Okay, 1 more minute, and then we'll start the alarm. I have never done a crochet along. Oh, okay, we're starting. 2:05. I've never done a crochet along because I guess I'm afraid I won't be able to keep up, but, is that something that's, a necessity, or do you just kinda work at your own pace? I guess I'm assuming that every week, maybe this is totally wrong, but I'm assuming every week somebody comes on and says, "Oh, this week we're doing this much in our crochet along." Is that right or no? I could be totally off base here. Also, I wanna show you guys how tidy my office is looking. Look at that. My friend who was here over the weekend, she helped me straighten up the office a little bit. Oh, you work at your own pace. Oh, okay. Well, I might try those sometimes. But yeah, my friend was here over the weekend, and when she comes with her daughter, who is my daughter's age, they're the same age. We've known them 30 years now. She sleeps in here on the couch in the office, and then her daughter sleeps on the couch in the living room. And so she helped me clean out my bedroom. I had a lot of junk laying on the floor in my bedroom. She helped me with that, and then oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy. She's a workaholic. I tell you, she is Miss Organization, and she'll say, "Oh, let's put this here." I'm like, "Oh," and she'll say, come on, let's do it." But yeah, the this is my scrapbook desk. So what I did was I put all my scrapbook stuff together, and then down in the side of the closet there. And then I'm going to put crochet stuff up on up on the shelf was my husband's books, but they're now in a bin under the desk. So that's nice. So my next project, when she comes back in December, because I think they're going to visit over New Year's, my next project is getting my yarn organized and getting the rest of this office organized, and we'll be home free. But we had a good time. They've been here so often. There's not really a lot of, sights to see or anything. But she and I are both kind of not great at the at the walking for long distances, or else we would have gone to the Jack-o'-lantern spectacular in the park, which I've been to many times before with my daughter and my husband. But it's in the dark, and it's in kind of a hilly park, and so I was just a little scared and she uses a cane, and I'm not good on my feet sometimes, especially in the dark, and part of it's kind of bumpy surface. So I thought, let's skip that. So we just did, shopping and going out to eat, normal stuff that friends do. So it was nice to have them here, and they went back on the train yesterday morning. So here I was, just me and my kid again, and my dog. So I am working on today. I'll show you what I'm working on. I make, this is going to be a mini pumpkin decoration. I make for my family. Yeah, thank you, Fran. Yeah, I'm glad we did too. It was nice to see them. It's always nice to see them. We go to the Cincinnati area, northern Kentucky area, every Thanksgiving. My daughter and myself, to have Thanksgiving with my family. My whole family gathers. I have 6 nieces and nephews and their families. And well, one of them does come. One of them lives in Florida. He doesn't come. So I have 5 nieces and nephews and their families that come. And lately, the last, I think 3 years, I've made them each something. The first year I made blankets, and everybody got a different blanket, different color, different stitch. And then I make them, and then I let them choose which one they want. They draw numbers. And so whoever gets like the number 1, they get to choose first. And last year I made baskets with the Woolies Quick and Thick and Quick. I think that's what it's called, the line brand. And with 2 strands together, I made a bunch of baskets, and they, got to pick. And this year I kind of ran a little short on time, so I am making little mini pumpkin decorations. I don't think I have, maybe over break I'll go get the one I have in my living room and show you. It's just a basic pumpkin. It's in the round. I know some of them you do like in a rectangle and put them together, but this one's in the round. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit smaller than my other 2, I think. But for my next one, I'm going to use this real pretty. It's Mary Maxim Natural Alpaca. It's 77% acrylic, 20% alpaca, 3% viscose. And it's called Rose Quartz. So it's real pretty pink, and it's got these little tweedy pieces in it. So I thought that made kind of a pretty pumpkin. So I'm going to work one of those next. And then I have a green one in my living room and like a beige one that I'm going to give away too. So I need to make 7 because I also make one for my sister, even though she tells me, don't make me anything this year. She always likes what I make her. So, and this is so small. And, you know, I was thinking of a Christmas decoration, but I had all this yarn for these pumpkins, and I bought like a kind of like a kit, like a pattern kit, but the pattern for the pumpkin looked it looked a little complicated. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use the pattern I always do. I can't remember whose pattern this is off the top of my head. I can tell you. 14 minutes left. Let's see here. I'm going to go to Pinterest. That's where I get 95% of my patterns. I like this one because, you know, it is in the round. I think it's easier doing it in the round. And yeah, this one kit I bought, it's like you make a rectangle in the middle and then add the top and then add the bottom. And I'm like, eh. So this is, where's that pumpkin? There it is. It's by, Crochet 365 Knit 2, I guess is there. Let me blow this up. It's just a basic pumpkin. I don't usually make the leaves. I just do the stem. I might make the leaves if I have time. But quick and easy. I mean, it is pretty quick and easy. Come on. There it is. So, and I like it because you like gather up the string on the sides and pull it together. So it's like in sections. I think that looks really neat. So that's what I'm working on in blue right now. Yes, I'm going to be busy. I've got, like I said, I've only got 2 done. It's 2.5. And yeah, I've got a few more to make. So we leave 2 days before Thanksgiving. And this, usually we stay in a hotel, but, you know, it gets pretty pricey spending 3 or 4 nights in a hotel. All my family, almost all of them just have apartments. A couple of my nieces have homes, but, you know, there'll be 2 of us there. So my nephew just got a new house last year. So we're staying at his house, which is going to be nice. We'll have a nice visit. And I think I might visit an alpaca farm while we're there. And I'm going to make that one of my episodes on the channel. See how, because I wanted to go there last year and they canceled on me. So I'm hoping this year I can make a trip there and see how they do it, because they raise the alpacas and they also, you know, manufacture and do all the yarn stuff there too. And so I thought, oh, that would be fun to see. That would be really neat to see. And then I could educate myself and then you guys. So, oh, Fran, I posted a poll about an hour ago on a giveaway. What's the best thing you would want to win in a giveaway? And if you could go to that poll sometime this week and vote, I'm hoping to get a lot of people and their opinions, because there is something I'm going to give away, but I'm not telling what it is until the next week or two, to celebrate my first year on YouTube. Did anybody happen to see Elise Rose Crochet in Dallas, her last episode on Saturday? She was asking people what different crochet items were, just random people. Oh yeah, yes, thank you, Fran. But yes, she went up to different people and asked them. There were 4 things in the bag. There was a ball of yarn, there was a hook, there was a stitch marker, and a granny square. And she's like, do you know what any of these things are? And most people did not. Some people guessed, well, of course, the yarn. And a lot of people guessed a hook, but hardly anybody knew what a stitch marker was. And the granny square, they would say, oh, my grandma used to make these. And she would try to give them hints. But anyway, she was giving out if they got like 3 out of 4 right, she was giving out Starbucks gift cards. So I thought that was a lot of fun to see people's reactions on what the average person knows what crochet stuff is. It was a YouTube convention, so it wasn't all crocheters, it was YouTubers. But I like her channel. She does a lot of fun stuff. And she's so natural in front of the camera. I don't know if you watch Elise Rose crochet, but she's really good. Okay. So what stitch are you using, Fran, on your blanket? No. Squares. Are they all different squares? And how many have you got left to put together as far as connecting them? Oh, you haven't heard of Elise? Oh, gosh. If you go to Elise Rose Crochet, she's got a pretty big following, and she's been around about 3 or 4 years. She's our age. Well, I think she just turned 50 or 51. But she's funny. She's got a lot of fun ones. Another very down-to-earth person. Oh. So Fran, single crochet and you're just starting to put them together. Okay. What do you have any other hobbies? Because I think I think you told me you're retired. Pretty sure you're retired. Do you have any other hobbies? I can't remember whether it was you that likes to travel or if that was somebody else. Birding. Oh, you're a bird watcher. My daughter loves birds. We currently have a parakeet, but she's had it. We've had how many parakeets in the last 10 years? Probably 5, at least 4. And oh, she loves birds. She got into owls when she was in grade school and just loves owls. That's her favorite. And she says she wants to get like a macaw or a parrot when she gets a little bit older and moves out because I don't want that big bird here. I just don't want it pooping all over my house. I was like, fine, you can get a bird, and it's not here. Plus, they're expensive. She didn't have the money to buy a big old bird. So we get our little parakeets. Our current one is named Shinya. It's a Japanese name. And she's really quiet. She's a very independent bird. Do you have birds now in your house, Fran? You're all outside. Oh, okay, they're all outside. So you have a feeder or bird bath stuff outside. Aw. Yeah, Shinya is very quiet. Our last bird we had, Shogo, he was pretty vocal and he liked people. He would sit on top of the shoulder and he'd sit on her keyboard on her laptop. And he would, he'd fly around, sit on your shoulder, come sit on your head, and kind of give you like little nibbles, little kisses. It's so cute. But he got sick and passed. But it was funny. A couple months ago, I was watching The Birdman from Alcatraz, that old movie. And, the guy in the prison that keeps all the birds, every time Shinya would hear a bird, but she just went wild. She was chirping up the storm when I was watching that movie. It was so cute. It's like she was joining in with her friends. I saw a bird last month or the month before that I had never seen before. I'd heard of them, but I'd never seen them in person. A goldfinch. Oh my gosh. There was about 4 or 5 of them and flew overhead. And they looked like almost as yellow as like highlighters. They were so pretty. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And Tab's like, oh, I think those are goldfinches. And Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's always sad. We've got actually 2 of them buried in the backyard. Um, so ah, this yarn is kind of splitty. This Mary Maxim yarn. I'm not real impressed with it, but that's okay. The goldfinch. Yes, so you have them there in Ohio. Okay. Yeah, they were so bright yellow. It kind of shocked me how bright yellow they were. Hello, whoever has also joined us. We're just working on our crochet. I'm making a little mini pumpkin. Let us know what you're making. And Fran is here from Ohio. She's working on stitching together her squares. What kind of beverage do you like, Fran, when you're crocheting? Are you a soda person or a coffee person or a tea person or something else? I usually drink soda. I mean, I'll drink coffee in the morning, but I kind of limit myself to 1 cup in the morning. And then I limit myself to 1 can of soda a day. And then other than that, I drink like Diet Gatorade or Crystal Light. I like that. Let's see how much time we have in our first 20 minutes. You've got 3 minutes left. They change colors in the fall to olive. Wow. Oh, I bet that's pretty. I had never seen them before, like I said, in person. And around here we have your basics, your cardinals. I've seen a few hummingbirds in the like spring and summer, I guess. They're around. And then we have robins, with a lot of crows, but there's a cornfield, kind of all around our subdivision here. And a lot of crows. Hawks, there's some hawks nearby. They sit up on the wire. A couple of those. And I'm trying to think, my daughter would know better. Caramel hot chocolate. Oh, caramel hot chocolate. So you're not a coffee drinker, I take it. I like caramel coffee. And chocolate coffee too, actually. I love me a mocha every once in a while. Yeah, it's the weather for hot chocolate, that's for sure. It's getting there. Our friends over the weekend, oh gosh, I felt so lucky. Her daughter, who's my daughter's age, is really a good cook. And she made a roast chicken Sunday night and stuffing. I mean, it was stovetop stuffing, but I love stovetop. She made gravy. She made carrot coins, slice those up. But the roast turkey was so tender and juicy. Oh, it was delicious. And I'm like, Jessie, you've got to come here more often and cook for us. She loves doing it. And I'm more of one where when I cook, I kind of run around the kitchen and try to get everything done. She's real calm. She does, her thing. And I just let her go to town, and it's always delicious. And then the day before the chicken, she made homemade potato soup, which was also delicious. Usually my potato soup turns out kind of lumpy and a little bit grainy, but she used the Yukon Golds. And so, you can't beat those for smoothness. And she got the immersion blender and got it real smooth, put bacon in it, green onion and sour cream and cheddar cheese. It was so delicious. You like the smell of coffee. Reminds me of your dad. Aw. That's neat. It's funny. My parents never drank coffee. My mom nor dad never drank coffee. And my older brother and sister don't drink it. I don't think my brother ever drank it. He's gone now, but I don't think he ever drank coffee. I was the only one in my family of 5. And I started drinking it in college. Stay awake and study. Italian potato soup today. Oh, is that homemade? I never heard of Italian potato soup. How is that different? Is it a tomato base instead of a cream base? Oh, there we go. 5-minute break time. Oh, 5-minute break time. Italian potato soup. I'll have to look that one up. What was I say? Oh, I used to cook all the time, almost every night when my husband was alive. But I don't know. It's just kind of depressing just to cook for two anymore. I mean, I still, because you can freeze almost anything into portions and think about. But we did have some leftover soup that we froze, so that'll be nice to have again, maybe this coming weekend. But we had a little bit of chicken left over to make some chicken salad with that, and I wish I liked to cook more now, and I still look for recipes now and then. I get, let's see, what do I still get? I still get Good Housekeeping. Use Italian sausage instead of bacon. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. So, oh yeah. I'm trying to think if I have a recipe for sausage and potato soup. I think I might. But oh, that sounds yummy, Fran. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I feel guilty. To be honest with you, I feel guilty when I don't cook because, I have a kid and she'll drum up things now and then, but usually we order DoorDash or we go somewhere and get something. And not always fast food. Sometimes we drive through and get a salad, but it's much cheaper if you cook for yourself. And I really should be better disciplined to do that. Well, whoever the second person is on here, hello. Maybe you're not at your laptop. Maybe you're on TV, watching from your TV. So hello. Glad we got a couple people here. I'm hoping that with that poll I put out about next week, because I'm going to announce what I'm going to give away next week, and you have to be a subscriber to win. So, and I think it's a couple things that, that people will really love. So tell all your friends, and I'm going to try to get the word out to stay tuned next week. I think that's what I'm going to announce it. I have to double check my dates and everything, but I'm pretty sure I started early. My first one was early November. They don't give you the dates. At least it doesn't on that I could find. The poll is on, I think if you just go to my website, my main one, it should be listed there. When I go to my YouTube studio, under posts, it's listed. You might just be able to go to a crochet. I don't know how your YouTube is set up, but put in posts or just go to my channel. It's probably under there somewhere. Like I said, I just put it up like an hour ago. But thank you for taking place in the poll. That's the first time I've done a poll, so I'm going to see how it turns out. Thank you, Fran. Let's see what we got here. A couple more minutes before I break till our second segment. Okay. I need to count my rows here. Got 12. I need to go to 17, so I'm doing good. Okay, almost time to start. I'm gonna wait till it hits 2:30. I think what else has happened this week. What else has been going on? The main thing is our company. They came on the train on Friday and just left yesterday morning, so it was a nice long visit. And I'm so glad they came down. She also has an older daughter, but she lives with her boyfriend. She works full time. Okay, start. Our second 20 minutes is starting, and her husband works a lot, and they have 2 dogs, so he stayed home to and a cat to take care of the pets. So I haven't seen him in a while, but or the older daughter. But they would come down every year and go to the state fair, and then they'd come in between times too, and visit. I mean, our kids kind of grew up together. When my husband and I first got married in '96, we lived in Chicago. We moved there so he could finish his schooling, and that's where we met them, at church. So they're a couple, and I don't know, we just became fast friends and stayed friends all this time. Watched our kids grow up. And she's my friend that's always shopping, and she likes to go to Clothes Mentor and Plato's Closet and get bargains. And she keeps me in purses. I'm telling you. She got me a Kate Spade purse that I'm currently using. And then she brought another one down. Was that Kate Spade also? I can't remember, but they're beautiful purses. And I don't think I'll ever have to buy another purse if she keeps bringing me purses. And jewelry, she loves to collect jewelry, and then sometimes makeup. She'll have like unopened makeup she doesn't use, and do you want this? Like, okay. We were cleaning out my master bedroom has a lot of floor space at the foot of the bed, between the foot of the bed and the closet, it's bigger than this closet, but between the foot of the bed and the closet, there's, oh gosh, how many feet would you guess? 15 feet maybe. And I had just had stuff there, just, it accumulates stuff. And part of it was an old comforter and a foam mattress, and then stuff from my, when I used to make glass, when I blew glass, I had some glass items there, and stuff from my crochet sales, things that I take to markets and all. It was just a mess. And so she's like, you know what we got to do? I'm like, I know what you're going to say. We got to take everything out. That's her system. And really, it works good. It works good. You take everything out to see what you got, and then organize it, and then put it all back the way you want it. So that's what we did. And my God, my back was killing me the next day. I am not kidding you. I don't know how she does it. But my back was killing me. So we moved a lot of stuff around, put some stuff in the basement. There was a pile. I thought this pile was a comforter and the foam mattress beneath it, and then just some other clothes and stuff. Well, I went to sit on it, and it was actually a drawer. So I kind of like sat down in a drawer and fell over to my side. It was a sight. And so I laid there laughing for a minute. As you know, I told you guys, I had a fall last week too in the garage cleaning up. I should just never clean up. I should just not get organized. Let other people do it for me and just stay out of the way. But I didn't hurt myself this time. Well, when I fell in the garage, I just hurt my knee a little bit. But I mean, it might have hurt my back because I kind of plopped. Oh, Fran, it was funny. But I'm telling you, I was so glad. And then so we had a couple boxes for Goodwill, and I'm like, oh, let's not take it there now. She's like, yes, we're taking it there today. So we went and dropped that off. Gosh, she keeps me on track. But it's funny. Because I cannot get organized. I can't get motivated to get organized by myself. It's like I need someone there as a partner in crime to get it all done, who knows how to organize. And she's got a gift for that. Well, hello. I see somebody else joined us. Hi there, whoever you are. Welcome to Wednesday WIP Knockout. I'm working on a mini pumpkin. Fran's got her crochet along going. Trying to think if I've seen any other interesting YouTubers, crochet YouTubers this week. Uh, excuse me. I don't know if you guys watch Annie with Hooks and Healers. She was in California and she just moved to Southern Illinois and about a year ago. And she has a pretty good channel. I like her stuff. She makes a lot of amigurumi. She's a designer. She makes a lot of amigurumi stuff. And she's got a lot of animals, a lot of pets at her house. So it's kind of fun to see them when they show up on screen. Unlike my little whiny thing, she must have given up and gone laid on the couch in the living room. Fran, do you have any pets? If you've just joined us, we are crocheting away. Oh, she heard me talking about her. Look at that. Luna. She just had a birthday. Her birthday was Sunday, the 19th, wasn't it, baby? She is now 11. Now, greyhounds live to be around 13 to 15 years. So our last greyhound we had, she was 12 when she got cancer. We had to put her down. But Luna's doing pretty good. She can still jump up. Yeah, she can still jump up. We have on our back deck, when we let her out, we have a fenced-in backyard. We've got a deck, and there's 4 steps, but there's also a ramp, a dog ramp. Well, those 4 steps, when she's coming back in, if I shake her little treat box, she'll come running in, and she can still jump up 4 steps. So our old dog could not do that when she was this age. So she's still pretty spry for an 11-year-old, which is, I guess, 77 in dog years. Oh, she's our baby. She's pretty needy. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, I just heard Sheena chirping. Now, Fran, do you know all the bird calls and everything too? Do you have like a whistle? Have you learned bird calls? Are you just a watcher or? Yeah, she's a good puppy. I'm so glad we have her. You know what I think of when I, this is silly, but when I think of people like bird watching and bird calls, I think of Beverly Hillbillies when Wally Cox was on and Miss Hathaway and Wally Cox were bird watchers. They were so nerdy. It was funny. But that's the first thing I think of for some reason when I think of bird watchers. That was my dad's favorite show, so we watched that a lot. Let's see how much time we got left in this 20 minutes before we do our stretches. 11 minutes. Okay, 11 to go. I hope you guys are getting a lot done. You know, some bird calls, but you have an app that you turn on when you can't see the birds but hear them. Oh, that's nice. So it like identifies what bird it is if you hold it up to their chirping. Isn't that fun? Oh, wow. It's kind of like I've seen people with the app with the song, and if they don't know the name of the song, they can hold it up to the song and it'll tell them. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And then another friend of mine has an app for plants. Because he's into plants and landscaping and stuff, and if he sees a bush or a flower or a plant, he doesn't know what it is, so it'll identify it for him. Those are pretty cool. That is a neat thing about technology, is all the apps they have and what they can do for you. Now, of course, I'm not much into AI, but I'm sure some of that has got to be AI. But as far as crochet goes, that stuff really gets my goat. You see those AI patterns out there, you know they're not real. You know, people are making money off of. I got scammed about 6 months ago. I got on Etsy and I ordered a pattern for a dragon I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Raya. It's a animated film, and there's a dragon in it named Sisu, real pretty bluish dragon. And I found one on Etsy. I was going to make it for my daughter because she likes Sisu the dragon, and paid for it. And luckily, it was only a couple bucks, but never got anything in return. And that's what happens. I think, I'm not sure if it was AI. It looked like a good pattern, but it didn't look AI-ish. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of tell when it looks way too perfect and kind of fakey, that it's AI, but oh well. That's how it goes. So I mostly stick to free patterns on Pinterest. And I do have some pattern roundups that I've done. Uh, I call them 22 tried and true free Pinterest patterns for you. And they're mostly amigurumis, but I think I've done 3 of them now. If you check my channel. Um, but yeah, I always try them out. I do them and then I kind of grade them. And they're not seasonal or anything. They're just the latest ones that I've tried. Because Pinterest is kind of funky. You have to yeah, I know it is sad. It's like, people, well, I don't know why people be that way. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes Pinterest you have to kind of dig and search and, you know, skim around the website to make sure you're getting the whole pattern, make sure it makes sense and that it's not a different language. It's, not different than the picture that they're showing you, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it's worth it for a free pattern. And most of them I've done have been pretty good. Okay, we have to be careful. I use Ravelry. We have to be careful. What do you mean? I use Ravelry mostly for my pattern. Okay, I used to be on Ravelry. And I didn't use it to the full extent of how you can use it for. But finish this row here. Oh, it's funny. I know what I was going to say. Holly from Stitch is Going to Stitch, my friend Holly, who we're having we're going to have a live stream together in December. She was talking about not AI, but like doing patented patterns, like doing Disney patterns and trying to sell them on your own or doing, well, anything, any kind of, what do you call it? Corporation patterns. Franchise, I guess patterns is what they're called, that you have to be really careful with that. And I said, I wrote a request. I said, even if it's a free, let's say you design a pattern like a Daisy Duck or something, and you say, oh, this is my version of Daisy Duck. It's a free pattern on something. They're like, yeah, you can still get in trouble for that. I'm like, seriously? I don't get that. I mean, they're big, giant corporations, and we're tiny little small business crocheters. Anyway, I would kind of like to design some patterns, but the ones I thought of I wanted to design are like one-off characters in a show that I like. I don't know. I probably won't do that. So we'll see. That's down the road. And next fall, I'm still planning on doing a retreat. So stay tuned for that. Now, I know there's a lot you can do on Ravelry, right, Fran? I mean, there's, oh, hey, Sid. How are you? Thanks for joining us. I know on Ravelry, I mean, don't they have a lot of stuff there? They got patterns. They got, I think they have free and ones you can buy, correct? And they have, you can see other people's businesses and get ideas for things, right? I mean, they have a lot on Ravelry. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. We were just talking about, my weekend. Yeah, I tuned in to Sid and Shannon a little bit Saturday morning. And but I had company. So we were talking about my company a little bit, Sid, and stuff that we did this weekend. We had a lot of fun. And my friend helped me look at my closet and my desk. That's my scrapbooking area that I hardly really ever do anymore. But now I have more room and it's more organized, and I can put my crochet stuff like on that top shelf back there that was loaded with books before. So yeah, it was so nice of her. My friend who came down to visit, Sid, she's a big organizer, and she always motivates me and helps me clean. Okay. Store all your finished items there. You store all your finished items. Yeah, thank you, Sid. So what do you mean? You mean your patterns? Finished items like patterns? You store them. You store pictures of them there? A little over 3 minutes left. Okay. Okay, I guess my finished items, I put pictures on Facebook and it automatically goes to Instagram. I'm not sure how that works, but my Facebook is under my name, but my Instagram is under at Feather Song Crochet. So sometimes I'll just put them on there, but usually I put them on both because I like to sell my stuff too. If anybody wants to buy them, I put them on there for sale. Did I tell you guys I made those twin bears? You store pictures there too. Okay. I made twin little like polar bears. One was pink and one was blue. A neighbor of mine, her daughter-in-law was having twins. And so the baby shower was not this past weekend, the weekend before. And I made those. They turned out pretty cute. And she said her daughter now is going to have a baby this spring. So I'll have more business from her in the springtime. Yeah, there was where was it? Somebody was having I know it was my local yard shop. I need to go back to it. I've only been there once on the opening day. They have a class on how to, what do you call it, navigate Ravelry. I'm like, oh, that's interesting because I know there's so much on there that I haven't accessed or know how to use. But I really don't want to pay 20 or 30 bucks for a class on it. Babies popping out. Yes, exactly. Oh gosh. But yeah, I need to really go back on Ravelry and really look around and try to navigate it myself and see what all is on there that's useful. Because I know almost everybody, has an account there and uses it. I did have Etsy for a while, but I think there's too much competition on Etsy for Crochet World right now. So I don't have an Etsy shop. My sales are usually at markets or word of mouth with family and friends, neighbors. Come on now, get it there. Okay. Minute left. We do our stretches. So did you have a nice chat, you and Shannon? Did you have a good Saturday? I haven't watched the rest of it yet. They have YouTube videos to show you how to. Oh, well, that's even better. Etsy charges too much. Yeah. Yeah, it's all. I mean, just that and just the competition. And I had my shop up a few months ago when I tried to do it, and I was getting spammed on Etsy. People that were customers that weren't real customers, and I'm like, ugh, I just don't want to bother anymore. So I think there's too much competition. So yeah, Etsy's kind of got a bad rap lately, bad rep. So I don't think I'm going to be going back there. I know there's other platforms out there you can use, but we'll see. A few more seconds. Okay. All righty, everybody ready to twist and stretch? We're going to do some twists today. So we're going to start, kind of work our way down. Deep breath. We're going to do a neck twist. So twist one way as far as you can. Try to relax your shoulders as you do it. You could feel it kind of in your upper cervical spine, down the side of your neck a little bit. And now the other way, go slow so you don't get dizzy. And hold it. Relax those shoulders, but really push it. Hold it over there. There you go. One more time. This way. Stretch. Oh, I woke up this morning with a sore neck, and that's pretty rare for me, so these feel good. And release. And one more time this way. Stretch. And release. Okay. Now we're moving to the shoulders. Now, shoulder twist, how we're going to do that. We're just going to try to keep your body straight ahead, and we're just going to twist the shoulders a little bit. So put one forward and one back. And just try to keeping your body as forward as you can, and your torso as forward as you can. Twist that shoulder forward and the other one back. And then switch the other side. And this you can kind of feel not only in your shoulders, but I feel this, well, I feel it in my lower back. That's probably because I'm sitting up straight. And now the other side, twist it forward, twist that one back. Just at the shoulders if you can. If you want to, you can hold on to the arm of your chair. And then the other side, pull, face forward, pull, and this one back. Oh, that's good. Okay. Now moving on down, we twisted the shoulder, we're moving down. We're going to twist the lower back. So this one is more, now you can turn your body. You're going to turn or hold on to a handle if you can, and just reach back and turn. Feel that in your lower body, your lower back. Hold it. Keep breathing though. And now this way. There we go. Twist that lower back. Really get your whole spine kind of, give that a nice twist. If you're able, hold it, breathe. Oh, okay, one more time this way. Checking my time, we're doing good. This way. There we go. Yeah, I can feel that cervical up to lumbar. Boy, we're down to lumbar. Good. One more time this way. And twist. Okay. Relax. Okay, so you really can't twist your elbows or your fingers, but you can do like wrist rolls, wrist twisting. That's hard to say. So we can do some wrist rolls. And then I think we're going to try some hip ones here in a minute. We're going to try hip twists. And now roll the other way. Got a minute left. Can you guys hear that crackling, or is it just me that can hear it? I'm glad you guys had a good talk on Saturday. It was nice seeing everyone's faces again. Isn't that a shame? I wish we could do that. I mean, I guess we could do a Zoom. I don't know how effective that would be, but these live chats, I wish I could see your faces and your projects and everything else. Okay, let's take a hip. I'm going to use my couch here, and I've got my knee here and my hip here. So we're going to kind of just rotate it in. I'm calling it twisting, but it's really an internal rotation. As much as you can without it hurting. See, now I'm feeling a pull already on the inside of my knee. You can't hear anything. Okay. So just twist it down and hold it. And then take your knee then and twist it out. Now that one I can do easier. That's external rotation. So we're twisting your hip out. That's a good pelvic stretch right there. And then other leg. Oop, it's time to start the reading. Let's do the other leg though. Twist in. I don't know if you can see my knee. I'm going in. Push and hold it. Keep breathing. And now external rotation. Like you're laying your leg out like a frog leg. And push that knee down if you want to. But feel that stretch in your groin. And sometimes you could feel it in the back of your pelvic area. There you go. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Okay. Last 20 minutes, we're going to do our reading of our book. We're on chapter 13, and I think I'm going to be able to finish 13 and 14 today. So I'm going to get comfy. I'm going to take a drink. You guys sit back. You work on your projects and just listen and relax. Okay. Let's see what the Dashwoods are up to this week. Their intended excursion to Whitwell turned out very different from what Eleanor had expected. She was prepared to be wet through, fatigued and frightened, but the event was still more unfortunate, for they did not go at all. By 10 o'clock, the whole party were assembled at the park where they were to breakfast. The morning was rather favorable, though it had rained all night, as the clouds were then dispersing across the sky and the sun frequently appeared. They were all in high spirits and good humor, eager to be happy and determined to submit to the greatest inconveniences and hardships rather than be otherwise. While they were at breakfast, the letters were brought in. Among the rest, there was one for Colonel Brandon. He took it and looked at the direction, changed color, and immediately left the room. "What's the matter with Brandon?" said Sir John. Nobody could tell. "I hope he has had no bad news," said Lady Middleton. "It must be something extraordinary that could make Colonel Brandon leave my breakfast table so suddenly." In about 5 minutes he returned. "No bad news, Colonel, I hope," said Mrs. Jennings as soon as he entered the room. "Oh, none at all, ma'am, thank you." "Was it from Avignon? I hope it is not to say that your sister is worse." "Oh, no, ma'am, it came from town, and is merely a letter of business." "But how came the hand to discompose you so much if it was only a letter of business? Come, this won't do, Colonel, so let us hear the truth of it." "Well, she's nosy." "My dear madam," said Lady Middleton, "recollect what you are saying." "Perhaps it is to tell you that your cousin Fanny is married," said Mrs. Jennings, without attending to her daughter's reproof. "No, indeed it is not." "Well, then I know who it's from, Colonel, and I hope she is well." "Whom do you mean, ma'am?" said he, coloring a little. "Oh, you know who I mean." "I'm particularly sorry, ma'am," said he, addressing Lady Middleton, "that I should receive this letter today, for it is on business which requires my immediate attendance in town." "In town?" cried Miss Jennings. "What can you have to do in town at this time of year?" "My own loss is great," he continued, "in being obliged to leave so agreeable a party. But I am more concerned, as I fear my presence is necessary to gain your admittance at Whitwell." What a blow upon them all was this! "But if you write a note to the housekeeper, Mr. Brandon," said Marianne eagerly, "will it not be sufficient?" He shook his head. "Oh, we must go," said Sir John. "It shall not be put off when we're all so near it. You cannot go to town till tomorrow, Brandon, that's all." "I wish it could be so easily settled, but it's not in my power to delay my journey for one day." "If you would let us but know what your business is," said Mrs. Jennings, "we might see whether it could be put off or not." "You would not be 6 hours later," said Willoughby, "if you were to defer your journey till our return." "I cannot afford to lose 1 hour," said the Colonel. Eleanor then heard Willoughby say in a low voice to Marianne, "There are some people who cannot bear a party of pleasure. Brandon is one of them. He was afraid of catching cold, I dare say, and invented this trick for getting out of it. I would lay 15 guineas the letter was of his own writing." "I have no doubt of it," replied Marianne. "There is no persuading you to change your mind, then, Brandon?" "I know of Brandon," said Sir John, "when once you were determined on anything. But, however, I hope you will think better of it. Consider, here are the 2 Miss Careys come over from Newton, the 3 Miss Dashwoods walked up from the cottage, and Mr. Willoughby got up 2 hours before his usual time on purpose to go to Whitwell." Colonel Brandon again repeated his sorrow at being the cause of disappointing the party, but at the same time declared it to be unavoidable. "Well, then, when will you come back again?" "I hope we shall see you at Barton," added her ladyship, "as soon as you can conveniently leave town, and we must put off the party to Whitwell till you return." Oh, you're very obliging, but it is so uncertain when I may have in my power to return that I dare not engage for it at all. Oh, he must and shall come back, cried Sir John. If he's not here by the end of the week, I shall go after him. Oh, so do, Sir John, cried Miss Jennings, and perhaps you may find out what his business is. I do not want to pry into other men's concerns. I suppose it is something he's ashamed of. Colonel Brandon's horses were announced. You do not go to town on horseback, do you? Added Sir John. No, only to Honiton. I shall then go post. Well, as you are resolved to go, I wish you a good journey. But you had better change your mind. I assure you it's not my power, ma'am. He then took leave of the whole party. Is there no chance of my seeing you and your sisters in town this winter, Miss Dashwood? Oh, I'm afraid none at all. Then I must bid you farewell for a longer time than I should wish to do. To Marianne he merely bowed and said nothing. Come, Colonel, said Miss Jennings, before you go, do let us know what you are going on about. He wished her a good morning, and attended by Sir John, he left the room. The complaints and lamentations which politeness had hitherto restrained now burst forth universally, and they all agreed again and again how provoking it was to be so disappointed. I can guess what his business is, however, said Miss Jennings exultingly. Can you, ma'am? Said almost everybody. Yes, it is about Miss Williams, I'm sure. And who is Miss Williams? Asked Marianne. What? Do you not know who Miss Williams is? I am sure you must have heard of her before. She is a relation of the Colonel's, my dear, a very near relation. We will not say how near, for fear of shocking the young ladies. Then, lowering her voice a little, she said to Eleanor, She is his natural daughter. Oh, indeed. Oh, yes, and as like him as she can stare. I dare say the Colonel will leave her all his fortune. When Sir John returned, he joined most heartily in the general regret on so unfortunate an event, concluding, however, by observing that as they were all together, they must do something by way of being happy. And after some consultation, it was agreed that although happiness could only be enjoyed at Whitwell, they might procure a tolerable composure of mind by driving about the country. The carriages were then ordered. Willoughby's was first, and Marianne never looked happier than when she got into it. He drove through the park very fast, and they were soon out of sight, and nothing more of them was seen until the return, which did not happen till after the return of all the rest. They both seemed delighted with their drive, but said only in general terms that they had kept in the lanes while the others went on the downs. It was settled that there should be a dance in the evening, and that everybody should be extremely merry all day long. Some more of the Careys came to dinner, and they had the pleasure of sitting down nearly 20 to a table, which Sir John observed with great contentment. Willoughby took his usual place between the two elder Miss Dashwoods. Mrs. Jennings sat on Eleanor's right hand, and they had not been seated long before she leaned behind her and Willoughby and said to Marianne, loud enough for them both to hear, I have found you out in spite of all your tricks. I know where you spent the morning. Marianne colored and replied very hastily, Where, pray? Did you not know, said Willoughby, that we had been out in my curricle? I guess that's his carriage. Yes, Mr. Impudence, I know that very well, and I was determined to find out where you had been to. I hope you like your house, Miss Marianne. It is a very large one, I know, and when I come to see you, I hope you'll have new furnished it, for it wanted it very much when I was there 6 years ago. Marianne turned away in great confusion. Mrs. Jennings laughed heartily, and Eleanor found that in her resolution to know where they had been, she had actually made her own woman inquire of Mr. Willoughby's groom, and that she had by method been informed that they had gone to Allenham and spent a considerable time there in walking about the garden and going all over the house. Eleanor could hardly believe this to be true, as it seemed very unlikely that Willoughby should propose or Marianne consent to enter the house while Mrs. Smith was in it, with whom Marianne had not had the smallest acquaintance. As soon as they left the dining room, Eleanor inquired of her about it, and great was her surprise when she found that every circumstance related by Mrs. Jennings was perfectly true. Marianne was quite angry with her for doubting it. Why should you imagine, Eleanor, that we did not go there, and that we did not see the house? Is not it what you have often wished to do yourself? Well, yes, Marianne, but I would not go while Mrs. Smith was there, and with no other companion than Mr. Willoughby. Mr. Willoughby, however, is the only person who can have a right to show that house, and as we went in an open carriage, it was impossible to have any other companion. I never spent a pleasanter morning in my life. I am afraid, said Eleanor, that the pleasantness of an employment does not always evince its propriety. On the contrary, nothing can be stronger proof of it, Eleanor, for if there had been any real impropriety in what I did, I should have been sensible of it at the time, for we always know when we're acting wrong, and with such a conviction I could have had no pleasure. But, my dear Marianne, as it has already exposed you to some very impertinent remarks, do you not now begin to doubt the discretion of your own conduct? If the impertinent remarks of Mrs. Jennings are to be proof of her impropriety in conduct, we are all offending every moment of our lives. I value not her censure any more than I should do her commendation. I am not sensible of having done anything wrong in walking over Mrs. Smith's grounds or seeing her house. They will one day be Mr. Willoughby's, and if there were one day to be your own Marianne, you would not be justified in what you have done. She blushed at this hint, but it was even visibly gratifying to her, and after a 10-minute interval of earnest thought, she came to her sister again and said with great good humor, "Perhaps, Eleanor, it was rather ill-judged in me to go on Allenham, but Mr. Willoughby wanted particularly to show me the place, and it is a charming house, I assure you. There is one remarkably pretty sitting room upstairs of a nice, comfortable size for constant use, and with modern furniture it would be delightful. It's a corner room and it has windows on two sides. On one side you look across the bowling green behind the house to a beautiful hanging wood, and on the other you have a view of the church and the village, and beyond them of those fine bold hills that we have so often admired. I did not see it to advantage, for nothing could be more forlorn than the furniture. But if it were newly fitted up, a couple of £100, Willoughby says, it would make it one of the pleasantest summer rooms in England." Could Eleanor have listened to her without interruption from the others, she would have described every room in the house with equal delight. Chapter 14. How much time we got? 8 minutes. I think I can do it. This is a shorter chapter. The sudden termination of Colonel Brandon's visit at the park, with his steadiness in concealing its cause, filled the mind and raised the wonder of Mrs. Jennings for 2 or 3 days. She was a great wonderer, as everyone must be who takes a very lively interest in all the comings and goings of all their acquaintances. She wondered with little intermission what could be the reason of it, was sure that it must be some bad news, and thought over every kind of distress that could have befallen him, and with a fixed determination that he should not escape them all. "Something very melancholy must be the matter, I'm sure," she said. "I can see it in his face, the poor man. I'm afraid his circumstances may be bad. The estate at Delaford was never reckoned more than 2,000 a year, and his brother left everything sadly involved. I do think he must have been sent for about money matters, for what else can it be? I wonder whether it is so. I would give anything to know the truth of it. It is about Miss Williams, and, by the by, I dare say it, because he looked so conscious when I mentioned her. Maybe she is ill in town, nothing in the world more likely, for I have a notion she is always rather sickly. I would lay any wager it is about Miss Williams. It is not so very likely he should be distressed in his circumstances now, for he is a very prudent man, and to be sure must have cleared the estate by this time. I wonder what it can be. Maybe his sister is worse at Avignon and has sent him over. His setting off in such a hurry seems very like it. Well, I wish him out of all his trouble with all my heart, and a good wife into the bargain." So wondered, so talked Mrs. Jennings, her opinion varying with every fresh conjecture, and all seeming equally probable as they arose. Eleanor, though she felt really interested in the welfare of Colonel Brandon, could not bestow all the wonder of his going so suddenly away, which Miss Jennings was desirous of her feeling, for besides the circumstance, did not, in her opinion, justify such lasting amazement or variety of speculation. Her wonder was otherwise disposed of. It was engrossed by the extraordinary silence of her sister and Willoughby on the subject, which they must know to be peculiarly interesting to them all. As the silence continued, every day made it appear more strange and more incompatible with the disposition of both. Why they should not openly acknowledge to her mother and herself that their constant behavior to each other declared to have taken place, Eleanor could not imagine. She could easily conceive that marriage might not be immediately in their power, for though Willoughby was independent, there was no reason to believe him rich. His estate had been rated by Sir John at about 600 or 700 a year, but he lived at an expense to which that income could hardly be equal, and he had himself often complained of his poverty. But for this strange kind of secrecy maintained by them relative to their engagement, which in fact concealed nothing at all, she could not account. And it was so wholly contradictory to their general opinions and practice that a doubt sometimes entered her mind of their being really engaged, and this doubt was enough to prevent her making any inquiry of Marianne. Nothing could be more expressive of attachment to them all than Willoughby's behavior. To Marianne it had all the distinguishing tenderness which a lover's heart could give, and to the rest of the family it was the affectionate attention of a son and a brother. The cottage seemed to be so considerate and loved by him as his home. Many more of his hours were spent there than at Allenham, and if no general engagement collected them at the park, the exercise which called him out in the morning was almost certain of ending there, where the rest of the day was spent by himself at the side of Marianne and by his favorite pointer at her feet. One evening in particular, about a week after Colonel Brandon had left the country, his heart seemed more than usually open to every feeling of attachment to the objects around him, and on Mrs. Dashwood's happening to mention her design of improving the cottage in the spring, he warmly opposed every alteration of a place which affection had established as perfect with him. What, he exclaimed, improve this dear cottage? No, that I will never consent to. Not a stone must be added to the walls, not an inch to its size, if my feelings are regarded. Do not be alarmed, said Miss Dashwood. Nothing of the kind will be done, for my mother will never have money enough to attempt it. I'm heartily glad of it, he cried. May she always be poor, if she can employ her riches no better. Thank you, Willoughby, but you may be assured that I would not sacrifice one sentiment of local attachment of yours or of anyone whom I loved for all the improvements in the world. Depend upon it that whatever unemployed sum they may remain, when I make up my accounts in the spring, I would even rather lay it uselessly than dispose of it in a manner so painful to you. But are you really so attached to this place as to see no defect in it? I am, said he. To me it is faultless. Nay, more, I consider it as the only form of building in which happiness is attainable. And were I rich enough, I would instantly pull comb down and build it up again in the exact plan of this cottage. With dark, narrow stairs and a kitchen that smokes, I suppose, said Eleanor. Yes, cried he in the same eager tone. With all and everything belonging to it, and no one convenience or inconvenience about it, should the least variation be perceptible. Then and only then, under such a roof, I might perhaps be as happy at Combe as I have been at Barton. I flatter myself, replied Eleanor, that even under the disadvantage of better rooms and a broader staircase, you will hereafter find your own house as faultless as you now do this. These certainly are circumstances, said Willoughby, which might greatly endear it to me, but this place will always have one claim on my affection, which no other can possibly share. Mrs. Dashwood looked with pleasure at Marianne, whose fine eyes were so fixed expressively on Willoughby as plainly denoted how well she understood him. How often did I wish, added he, when I was at Allenham, this time the 12th, that Barton Cottage was inhabited. I never passed within view of it without admiring its situation and grieving that no one should live in it. How little did I then think that the very first news I should hear from Mrs. Smith when I came into the country would be that Barton Cottage was taken, and I felt an immediate satisfaction and interest in the event, which nothing but a kind prescience of what happiness I should experience from it can account for. Must it not have been so, Marianne? Speaking to her in a lowered voice, then continuing his former tone, he said, and yet this house you would spoil, Mrs. Dashwood? You would rob it of its simplicity by imaginary improvement? And this dear parlor in which our acquaintance first began, and in which so many happy hours have been since spent by us together, you would degrade to the condition of a common entrance, and everybody would be eager to pass through the room, and hitherto contained within itself more real accommodation and comfort than any other apartment of the handsomest dimensions in the world could possibly afford? Mrs. Dashwood again assured him that no alteration of the kind will be attempted. You are a good woman, he replied warmly. Your promise makes me easy. Extend it a little farther, and it will make me happy. Tell me that not only your house will remain the same, but that I shall ever find you and yours as unchanged as your dwelling, and that you will always consider me with the kindness which has made everything belonging to you so dear to me. The promise was readily given, and Willoughby's behavior during the whole of the evening declared at once his affection and happiness. Shall we see you tomorrow at dinner? Said Mrs. Dashwood when he was leaving them. I did not ask you to come in the morning, for we must walk to the park to call on Lady Middleton. He engaged to be with them by 4:00. Okay, chapter 15 next week, and I've got left 45 seconds. That went pretty well. I need a drink. Okay. I've kind of gotten used to reading for 20 minutes straight, but so anyway, so there we are. We've gotten through, let's see, I'd say a quarter of Sense and Sensibility, and I'm enjoying reading it. I hope you guys are enjoying it also. Any other last words anybody wants to say, or any comments or concerns? Please go to my post. I wrote a post today. I took a poll on what giveaway would you rather receive. The choices are yarn, hooks, accessories, or other. So yeah, there's going to be a giveaway next month. So be sure and stay tuned. You have to be a subscriber, and it'll be on this Wednesday. And I think I will have a video coming out this Friday, if not the next Friday. And so I hope everybody has a good day. Oh, good. Thank you, Fran. I know you enjoyed it. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And I will see you next Wednesday, same time. Bye-bye.